get comfortable. Closing the eyes. And start checking in with your breath. And just making it really nice and simple. Have your thought process on I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. So in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. 2 more. And last one. All right, drop the chin to the chest. And we're going to take hold of opposite elbows behind the back, or opposite forearms, and guide those forearms down towards the floor as we lift through the heart, but we keep the ribs drawing downwards. We don't want to be puffing the chest out. So see if you can grow and just let the head hang heavier and heavier. Drawing tummy button to spine. Having a gentle lift through the pelvic floor. And then release the hands down by your sides and just rock the right ear to the right shoulder, the left ear to the left shoulder, the right ear to the right shoulder, and to the left. And just go through left to right a few more times. Then take it a little bit further on one round. Maybe tip back a little bit. So we're getting into the front of the neck. Last one to the right. And last one to the left. And come back to center. Lovely. All right, let's come on to hands and knees. And I feel like I've got a sneeze coming, sorry. Excuse me. And take a rock from side to side, maybe some rolls through the hips. Excuse me. And then the other way. And then find yourself nice and still, shoulders stacked above the wrists. And we're going to extend the right leg behind, pushing into the ball of the right foot. So we're really trying to split the floor with the hands and that right foot. And just getting a little bit straight, just to fire us up a little bit. Keeping the connection in the top of the back, and without collapsing through the lower back, we're going to squeeze the left knee towards the chest and rock forward and back. Really, really gently. So getting that length down that back of the right leg, but getting some core work. One more breath here. Sit the left knee down. Flatten the right foot onto the floor behind you. Take the left foot out a little bit, so maybe it's just beyond your mat, and come into an assisted side plank, or it's kind of like half moon. So you're going to reach all the way up, and then reach that right arm towards the top of the mat. Pull the shoulder blade down towards the back, so that right hand, the palm of the right hand is facing the floor. Three breaths. Here's 2. And 3. And release that right arm all the way down. And take the left leg back this time. So swap sides and just take a rock forward and back to start. And when you're ready, lift that right knee up and squeeze the right knee into the chest for 3 breaths, rocking forward and back. Here's 1, 2, keep squeezing the knee in, 3, and place the right knee down onto the floor underneath the hip. The foot opens out, flatten the left foot down, and reach, open the heart out to the left. And then extend that left arm overhead, squeezing and drawing that left shoulder blade down so the shoulder's not pulling up to the left ear. Ribs are drawing downwards. 3 breaths. Tummy button pulling towards the spine. Here's 2. And we're lifting out of that right hand, not releasing into the earth. 3. And release that left arm down. And the left knee. Brilliant. And just sit back onto the heels and give the wrists a roll. Maybe a shake out. Of course, we should be feeling a little bit warmer already. And we'll come into downward facing dog. So tuck the toes. So with tight hammies, you want to make sure that the knees are nice and soft. So if you can, lift the heels and bend the knees so you're bringing the lower ribs back towards the thighs. And as you breathe out, sink the heels down without straightening the legs. Breathe in, lift the heels, nice and high. Breathe out, keep the knees bent. Breathe in, let's do 1 more like this. And breathe out. And now we're going to do a single leg. So we're going to inhale, both heels up. Now, as you exhale, keep your body still, and you're going to straighten your right leg, and then lower the right heel down to the floor. Inhale, the right heel lifts up, both knees are bent. Exhale, left heel sinks down. Trying to keep the body straight. Inhale, left heel lifts up, both knees bent. Exhale, right heel down. Last round on the left, breathe in, both heels up. And breathe out. Both heels up, breathe in. And breathe out, sink the knees down. And come into a child's pose, release the hands, give the wrists a roll. Rock the head from side to side. Okay, so adding on from here. Take yourself back to down dog again. I'm going to turn it this way a bit because I've got a feeling you might not be able to see my feet that well with what I'm doing. So down dog. We're going to lift both heels up, and you're going to sink both heels down to the right back corner of the mat. Bend the knees if you need to. And then breathe in, lift both heels, come back to center. And as you breathe out, sink both heels back down to the back left corner. Tummy button to spine. And as you move from side to side, just be mindful that you don't start opening the body out. We're keeping the shoulders and the rest of the body still. We're just moving through the legs. But these stretches in turn, you may be able to feel down the arms. And as long as it's not causing any pinching. And let's finish that last round. And see if you can sink both heels down, bending the knees. 2 breaths. Tummy button to spine. And then walk the feet to the top of the mat, bending the knees. Hands can be on the floor or you can have them on a couple of blocks. And just take hold of opposite forearms. Now, if you've got lower back niggles, if this is too much in Uttasana, what you can do is come up halfway instead and rock side to side and just allow the body to sway here. And then that will take the pressure off the lower back until you feel that you've got the strength and it doesn't feel uncomfortable doing this, because it can, even though this is a good one to lengthen and open up through the lower back, it can actually be quite painful if you have already got some niggles there. All right, and let's roll up through the body, vertebra by vertebra, and reach the arms up on an inhale. Hands come through to prayer, and then prayer to heart space. Lovely, hands onto the hips. I'm just going to take some rolls of hips here. So as much as we're getting into the hamstrings, we want to get into the fronts of the legs as well, and into the hips. So everything is all connected. And let's go the other way. Well, all right, step to the top of your mat. Big toes together, heels slightly apart. Release the arms down. Lift up through the fronts of the kneecaps. You're really pulling up and you're drawing the tailbone bone down. The ribs are drawing down, well, not downwards, but they're drawing back instead of puffing. Arms are out, palms face forward. Stand nice and proud, and give those toes a little wiggle as well. So maybe see if you can fan them out. So you're going to take 5 breaths in mountain pose here. I'd like you to breathe from the earth to the crown of the head. And breathe back down through the body and out past through the arms as well. And as you're breathing here, imagine or visualize the crown of your head, your throat, your heart, and the base of the spine all in one long line. Last breath. And let's inhale, reach the arms all the way up. As we breathe out, tip from the hips, bend at the knees and release down into forward fold. Use blocks if you need to, release the neck. Take a halfway lift, straighten the legs if you can, but definitely keep them bent. The main thing is that the body is in tabletop. Breathe out, so you take your right leg back to a runner's lunge. Pop the right knee onto the floor. And we're going to inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands down to the earth. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees, chin and chest come down to the floor. And then we scoop the heart forward. Inhale into just a cobra, so the hands are underneath the shoulders, pushing through the tops of the feet, the knees are lifted. Breathe out, down dog. Just take one breath here. And then your right foot's going to come forward on an inhale. Exhale, left knee down onto the floor. Inhale, arms lift all the way up. Find that length and that reach through the front side of the body. As you breathe out, hands to the earth, forward fold. Remember, you can come up halfway straight away. Take a halfway lift, breathe in. Breathe out, fold all the way down, or just stay halfway. And then you can come up with a flat back or rolling through the body vertebra by vertebra. Arms reach up, hands through prayer, heart space. Lovely, let's do that again. So, toes together, heels apart. Reach the arms up, breathe in. Breathe out, tip forward. Release the neck and the shoulders. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, your left leg pops back as far back as it will go. Drop the knee. Inhale, arms lift all the way up. Tummy button drawn towards back body. Breathe out, hands to the floor. Inhale, plank, option knees down. And as we breathe out, we're going to bring the chin and the chest and the knees, if they were lifted, down to the earth. Take a breath in, cobra. Push the tops of the feet down, the tops of the knees are lifting. Breathe out, down dog. Just one breath. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale, the right knee down. Inhale, the arms lift up. Exhale to the top of the mat, forward fold, Uttasana. Knees are soft, Halfway lift, breathe in. Breathe out, fold forwards. And roll up or come up with a flat back, pushing through the balls of the feet and the heels. Deep breath in. Hands through prayer, heart space. Awesome, let's add on from there. So we're going to just do exactly the same as what we did before. So reach the arms up, deep breath in, but as we breathe out, we're going to swan dive forward. So we're going to open the arms, we're going to lift through the hips, so we're not taking the weight back, we're lifting, reaching forward, using the toes to support us, seeing how far we can get without bending the knees, and then bend the knees towards the earth. Halfway lift, breathe in. Breathe out, take your right knee back, or right leg back, and drop the knee onto the floor. Reach the arms up, take a breath in. And we're going to take a flow here just to open out through the hammies. So as you breathe out, you're going to take a half split. So you're going to straighten up through the right leg. And this might be your limit here. If you're able to bring the hands down, please do. And then come forward. So we're going to take a breath in here, breathe out, forward. We've got 3 more of those. Inhale, reach the arms forward, hips come forward. Exhale. 2 more, breathe in. And breathe out. Last one, breathe in. And breathe out. Real. Holding it here, we're going to bring the right arm to the outside of the right leg. And we're going to take a twist, left leg. Right arm to the outside of the left leg. Take a twist over the straight leg and pull, not with your hands, but don't actively pull those toes up towards the side of that left leg. 3 breaths. You can use your block underneath the hands here or a cushion. Breath number 2. And 3. Hands come either side of that foot, hand forward into that low lunge. Hands are going to come onto the hips. Now this one, if you've got unstable hips at the moment, I would stick with the back toe tucked. If you feel okay to untuck the toe, because what we're going to do is we're going to lift this back knee off the floor. So just see how it feels, and if you need to tuck the toe, it will feel better. So we're going to breathe in as we lift the knee, stretch down the right quad, breathe out, lower it down. Using strength, inhale, lift, exhale, down. 1 more, inhale, lift, exhale, down. Hands come to the floor. Take the left foot back to a plank, breathe in. Drop the knees, the chin and the chest. Inhale this time, if you feel ready, take an up dog instead. Breathe in, push into the feet, lift the knees. Breathe out, down dog. Take 3 breaths here. See how the legs are feeling now. You should be feeling a lot longer down your left leg than your right. Okay, let's bring that right foot forward in between the hands and sink the left knee onto the floor, keeping the toe tucked. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, straighten the right leg, lift the toes of the right foot, hands come down, reaching the heart forward. Inhale, up. Exhale. 3 more, inhale, lift. Exhale. 2 more. You should be working a little bit on your balance as well. That's good. And I'm going to hold this one here. Walk the hands to the right side of that right leg. 3 breaths. Actively pull the toes up or guide the toes up to the ceiling. Here's 2. 3. Come forward. Option, untuck the back toe, or you can keep the toes tucked. I'm going to take 3 of those lifts. So we're going to inhale, push into the top of the back foot, lift, breathe out. Keep the face relaxed if you're Clenching the jaw. One more, breathe in. And breathe out. Hands come down. Right foot meets the left in a plank. Breathe in. Drop the knees. Breathe out. Chin and chest comes down. Cobra or up dog. Inhale, wherever you are, push through the feet, lift the knees. Breathe out, down dog. 2 breaths. Actually, it's take 3. Here's 2. And 3. And walk the feet up towards your hands. Now this is where you'll want to grab your strap. If you've got one. So we're going to just create a loop and just wrap that around your right foot. So taking a forward fold, we're going to bring the left hand onto the left hip, soften the left knee, taking the weight into the left leg, and we're going to guide the right foot forward, lifting up. Now this is where if you've got a strap, you can make it longer so you don't have to reach all the way forward. But we want to get that leg, strength through that left leg, and grow through the crown of the head. Maybe give the toes a wiggle if you can. 3 breaths. Here's 1, 2, 3. Staying on this left leg, we're going to take the foot behind us and hug the right knee towards the right butt cheek, and then lift the left arm up. So actively drawing the tailbone down so we don't find the knee taking back. Squeeze the knees together. 2 more breaths. And release all the way down. Give the legs a shake out. Cool. Let's swap legs. So wrapping or looping the strap around your left foot. Taking a forward fold. Now here, if you feel able to, you can instead. It's just an option if you want to work towards something more. Interlace the peace fingers of the left hand around the big toe of the left foot. Right hand is on the right hip. Soften the right knee. Weight goes into the right leg. We reach the heel forward, lifting up here for 3 breaths. Here's 1, 2, and 3. And take the foot behind and draw the left heel to the left butt cheek. Grow, squeeze and lift through the right leg. 3 breaths, right arm lifts. Here's 2. And 3. And release down gently and give the legs a little shake out. Cool. All right, tops of our mats. Let's vinyasa back to a down dog. So reach the arms up, inhale. Exhale, fold forward. See if you can dive forward like we did last time. Keep the legs a little wiggle as you're here. Halfway lift, breathe in. Breathe out, back to plank. Option knees down. Let's take a full chaturanga this time. So we're going to come down halfway. And then take an up dog or a cobra, breathing in. Breathe out, down dog. Two more breaths. And come onto your knees. And if you've got a cushion, grab yourself a cushion. We're going to sink onto our left butt cheek. And we're going to have the legs bent asymmetrically. if that makes sense. So left shin, what I find quite a nice way just to line yourself up. Using the left shin along the top of your mat, and the right shin wants to line up along the right line of your mat. So you can see. So sacral stabilization is a really good one for SIJ, lower back niggles and pelvic niggles as well. So hands are going to come onto the hips, and we're just going to take some seated cat-cow through the pelvis. So breathing in and breathing out. Shoulders are soft, we breathe in and out and in and out. 2 more. 1 more. And sitting nice and tall, taking a gentle twist to the left. So you're going to bring the right hand onto the right butt cheek, kind of like you're sliding your hand down a pocket. Squeeze the right butt cheek, lifting up, maybe looking over your left shoulder, and then coming back down. So we've got 4 more of these. Here's 3. And 2. And 1. And straighten that right leg out. Grabbing your strap again, if you want to use one, to loop around your right foot. And we're going to keep the toes lifted up. We'll reach the left arm up, take a breath in, breathe out and fold over sideways. So we're taking revolved Janusirasana. So revolved head to knee, so we're not coming all the way forward. We're keeping the heart reaching up. If you've got the availability, you can maybe hold on to the foot with the hand. 2 breaths. And then come back to center. Keeping the legs how they are. The left hand is going to place behind you. So I'm going to face this way now so you can see me. Left hand places behind you. And if you've got lower back niggles, maybe just stick with reaching the arm up here and tucking the tailbone in instead of lifting the hips. But if you feel okay to squeeze the bottom, main thing is that you're squeezing the bum to support and reaching all the way up overhead. And then we sit the hips back down, flex the right foot, reach over that right leg. So we're going to work through this back and forth a few times. Don't worry about how many times, just move at your own pace. Allow your breath to be intuitive with the movement here as well. Let's do 1 more round. And finish all nice and central. Swap the legs over, so the right leg is going to be parallel to the top of your mat, left leg is tucked behind, so the heel of that right foot isn't close to the groin, it's further away. Lovely, so naturally you might feel quite a big difference in the way that you're sat from one side to the other. So just take it easy. If this is your tighter side or if it's your looser side as well, be mindful not to overextend. So rocking forward and back. Intuitive breath. Three more. And nice and tall, left hand sits onto the left butt cheek like it's slipping into a pocket. Right hand onto the floor, squeeze that left butt cheek and then gaze over the right shoulder as long as it feels okay to look backwards. So you can just look sideways. So you're going to do 4 more of these. And when you finish that last one, take the left leg out to the side, looping around the left foot. And your right arm's going to reach up on an inhale and exhale, fold over, taking 5 breaths. Guarding that right hip down as well, so we don't find ourselves tipping over. We're still grounded, both sit bones. And lifting up, releasing, strap if you've got one, right hand behind you, hips comes down the floor, or reach up on an inhale and exhale. So a few rounds of this, just forward and back. As I said before, breathe in a way that feels good to you. There's no right, there's no wrong. Let's finish this last round. Nice. And we're going to come onto our backs. So soften down. And just rock the knees from side to side. So lower back. Let's do something to release. So if you've got a block or a book or a cushion or a bolster, but a book would be a little bit better because it's not as big as a bolster. I think you guys have done this with me anyway. But we're going to place the block underneath our lower back, so just above the squishy bit. That's kind of in between the squishy bit of the bum and right the lower back, right on the sacrum. So you can stay here if that feels that it's your limit today. We're not necessarily getting a back bend, but we're getting an opening through the front of the body, and we're allowing the sacrum to open up and to release. So this, it feels amazing, and it should feel amazing for you at the moment. If it doesn't, maybe don't do it. Just listen to your body. If you want to feel even more amazing, if you feel that you're ready to, you might want to just increase the height of that support underneath the hips. So bring that down. If you feel safe, you may want to extend the legs. You can do one leg at a time, or you can do both legs. You should feel a beautiful, beautiful stretch of the body, the front of the body, and that lovely release. It's like dropping water into a puddle. You can see all the ripples just disperse out. That's how my body feels when I do this one. Okay, supporting with the hands. Bring the feet back in. Lift the hips. And slowly lower down, rolling through the back onto the earth. And hug the knees in. Take a rock from side to side. Okay, last little bit for lower back whilst we're here. So you can do this at any point. This isn't necessarily lengthening for hamstrings, but really good for sacral stabilization. We're going to straighten the right leg, firstly. Arms going to be out to the sides. And you're going to push into the inside edge of the left foot. So similar to what we did when we were seated, squeeze the left butt cheek and gaze over your left shoulder. So you're opening the body to the right, and then you're coming back to center. So you're taking slight twists, slight heart opener, but we're also getting movement into the sacrum. So got 5 in total, 3 more. And swap sides, so bring the right knee up and then the left leg extends, pushing into the inner edge of the right foot. Squeeze the right butt cheek, look over the right shoulder and come back down. Here's 4. Here's 3. Here's 2. And last 1. Both knees together. Hug them in and rock side to side. Okay, so you're welcome to take any other posture that feels good. I'd say definitely always happy baby is a lovely one to finish off your practice before you come into Shavasana. Open through the back of the body and into the hamstrings as well. Using your strap, if you've got one. The ones that you've got though, I know that you've got the little loopy ones, they might be better if you do it one-legged happy baby, so I'll show you that one instead. So holding onto one foot and just drawing the knee to the same armpit of that side, and that leg being on a nice 90-degree angle. Might feel nice to straighten out the leg as well. Another option is to take the leg across the body, and that will get into the IT band, which can help with sciatica as well. Common complaint of lower back pain. When you've taken about 3 to 5 breaths on one side, do it on the other. And start getting yourself comfortable to come into your final relaxation. But by all means, if there's more movement, any other postures that you'd like to take, then you are welcome to do so. So as you're resting, visualize the 4 corners of the room, visualize the ceiling, the floor, and your body just laying there. Feel into your body from the inside. Feel the clothes touching your skin. Have sense of the space around you. Feel the support of the ground, the gravity from above that is giving your weight to the floor. A gentle reminder that you are being held, you are being supported, you are being nurtured. Making any final adjustments as you ease. connect with your breath. Start observing your breath consciously, keeping the eyes closed, bringing awareness to the space that you are within, the space that holds you, expanding your awareness to any sounds that are in the near distance, in the far distance, and then bringing your awareness back to the sound of your own breath. Gently wiggling fingers and toes. Take a yawn, maybe a swallow. And roll yourself onto one side. And just resting on one side until you hear the bell. Once you hear the bell, just bring yourself up to a seated position. Keep the shoulders a roll. Reach the arms up, take a breath in, kiss the hands into prayer. And as you breathe out, guide your prayer to your heart space. Maybe opening out your prayer into that lotus flower as you drop your intention into the flower, closing it up and holding it close to your heart space. From my heart to your heart, namaste.